Hello everyone, and welcome back to our Attack on Titan reaction series. In the last episode, the battle split into two fights. Eren and a couple of squads are going against Reina in Shiganshina, and on the other side of the walls, Levi and three more squads are fighting small titans to protect the new recruits and the horses. Eren fought well against Reina, but he couldn't defeat him. So the scouts had to try their new weapon, the Thunder Spears, which proved to be very effective against Reina's armor. And the episode ended with the scouts throwing everything they had against Reina and exploding his nape. So I will leave you now with the girls, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. See you later.
Que la temporada va a terminar justo en el capítulo que
cuando voy a entrar al sótano. Sí. Capaz.
No se escuchó.
¿Es su amigo, creo?
Marco.
¡Ah! Su amigo Marco.
Entonces ellos se comieron a Marco.
Se
lo comen ahí.
¡Ah!
Annie, de asma. 3 titanes. Dáselo. Ahí se lo dan.
¿Rosa demoníaca?
Demoníacos son ellos. Oh, ¿qué pasó, bro? Ah, ya entendí. Por eso luego cuando pasa y él está todo morado le pide perdón, ¿no? Me quedan mirando.
Son malos estos, ¿no?
Sí, obvio que son malos.
Ellos lo mataron. Qué malos, oye, estos malditos de morir.
¿Es en serio? Le acabo de regalar al titán y... Desgraciado. Oye, la gente bipolar.
Oye, sí.
Ahí ellos estaban tomando café.
Oh,
¿quién es ese rubio? ¿Por qué lo pronuncian tan mal? Parece un sapo, ¿no?
Sí, un cocodrilo.
Kampai.
¿Cómo sabías que se dice así?
¿Qué no? Kampai es salud.
Sí, ¿cómo sabías?
Porque lo dijeron hace un rato.
¿Sí?
Tengo buena memoria.
Ah, yo lo supe por otra cosa.
Ah. Ay, ¿quién te lo dijo?
No.
Allá. Kampai. Es igual que Slunch en Celta. ¿Te acuerdas? Hay una película. Slunch. Qué buena. Incluso. No. Uy, Ymir. Ah, esa parte era del opening. Por eso están escondidos.
Pero está vivo ahí adentro.
No sé, a ver que lo saquen y lo decapiten. No. Why are they crying?
Cómetelo. Que se lo coma, ¿sí o no?
Ah. Se lo pasé. Mi casa. ¿Qué ibas a pactar con él? ¿Qué iba a pactar con él?
Que se lo coma de una vez, Eren. ¿No? Así supongo que.
Ah, para que veas si tiene así sus recuerdos y eso.
No, para que ya lo destruyan, pues.
Ah, ya.
¡Ah!
Shit. Sabía ya. Lo llamó, la señal. La señal. Ay, mamá. Ese titán bestia es coreback, ¿no? Porque vos estás lanzando,
Qué oscuro, se cree que vivieron humanos que se transforman en titanes mientras acampaban. Y quedó oscuro. ¿Café?
Café, pues que le quedó oscuro. Vienen acá con. Ah.
Que los bebieron.
Café, pues si beben los humanos que vemos. Café, ¿no es cierto? No. Ahí está, ahora sí me salió. No.
¿Ah?
Mátalo, mátala, mátala.
ライナー、全身の神経網に意識を移すことにまさか本当にやるなんて。一つ頼みがある。
No mueras.
少しだけ体を動かしてくれ。終わらせてくる。目標前方より接近。ベルトルトです。アルミン、これが最後の交渉のチャンスなんです。ベルトルト、話をしよう。エレンの引き渡しと壁通人類の死滅。これが嘘偽りのない現実だ。アルミン、僕はもう兄の悲鳴は聞きたくないっていうのに。
Ay, que le gusta.
このままじゃ兄は家畜の餌にすればいい。どこに行くアルミン、話をするんだろう。兄の話を出せばまた僕が取り乱すと思ったか。分かってるんだ。ただの時間稼ぎだろう。そこまで見えていてなんで話に乗ったの。確認したかった。君たちを前にした途端に。でももう大丈夫みたいだ。
Ya te superé.
ちゃんと殺そうと思ってる。それは。いや、君たちは誰も悪くないし、全員死ななきゃいけない。
¿Por qué?
もうダメなんだ。
Porque se le dio la gana. Mátalo, mátalo, mátalo. Pucha madre. Estaba segura que lo iba a matar, chamar en mi casa.
それがベルトルトにその気はないらしい。今ならライナーを人質にして白人戦に挑める。彼には何か考えがあるように見えた。まるで別人に見えた。僕もだ。
Uy, le voltearon.
Se movió ya.
受け入れられる気がする。そうだ、誰も悪くない。だって世界はこんなにも残酷じゃないか。
No, ya mató a Reiner.
¿Por qué?
Al convertirse iba a explotar toda esa parte. Oh my god, es grandazo. Es más grande que el acorazado, creo, ¿no?
Sí, ¿no?
Oh.
これより撤退。団長らと合流し指示を仰ごう。
ベルトルトを団長たちのいる壁に近づけるのはまずい。
それじゃベルトルトはここで倒さなくちゃいけないの。
さあどうする。獣の巨人。
Tranquilito ahí, ¿no?
通りか。
Creo que ahí se mueren todos, ¿ah?
Hello guys and welcome back. Let's talk about episode 52 of Attack on Titan. We start the episode with a flashback. We go back to the Battle of Trust, but this time we see everything from the point of view of Raina and Bertholdt. Just like Armin said a long time ago, they just let Eren flush the gate, because for them, Eren transforming into a Titan was more important than breaking the walls. Raina was even willing to fight as a Titan if Eren got eaten. But while they were talking about what they should do, Marco showed up behind them. Marco heard everything they said, so Raina pretended it was just a joke. But Marco didn't believe him. He acted like if nothing had happened, but he realized that the enemy could be hiding inside the walls as humans. Sadly, Raina caught him, and with Bertholdt, they decided to kill him. To make this even worse, Annie showed up, and Raina forced her to take Marco's maneuver gear to let a Titan eat him. So they just left, while Marco was screaming that he wanted to talk this through. But then he got eaten by a Titan. It was a horrible scene, and we get to see how Raina split for a moment and even forgot what he just did. We go back to the night before the last battle, and we see Raina and Bertholdt talking with the Beast Titan. He's convinced that Annie is fine, and he wants them to focus on the mission. He even threatens Raina to have him eaten if he's not going to commit. Then we finally learn the Beast Titan's name, Zeke, after the quadruped Titan warns them about the scouts getting closer. After that, the warriors at the top of the wall make a toast for their mission and move to their positions to be ready for the scouts. And Raina and Bertholdt say goodbye to each other before going to their respective sides of the walls. Back in the present, Bertholdt is worried about Raina, and we see how the scouts blew up half of his human head. Since the scouts can't be sure he's completely dead, Hanji commands them to get ready for another round of Thunder Spears. But suddenly, the Armored Titan starts to scream for help, and from the other side of the walls, the Beast Titan grabs Bertholdt and throws him to Shinganshina. Armin is the first one to realize that Bertholdt is coming, and he could kill them all if he transforms into the Colossal Titan. So they all get away from Raina to avoid the explosion. Bertholdt is just about to transform, but he sees Raina and decides to help him first. He realizes that Raina transferred his consciousness throughout his nervous system to survive, and he asks him to move a little to avoid the explosion he's about to create, although he doesn't know if Raina will be able to do it. Bertholdt approaches the scouts, and they decide to split. While Levi's squad protects Eren, the others will attack. But Armin wants to try something different. he asks Bertholdt to talk this over, but he doesn't accept it. He insists that their objective is to capture Eren and kill humanity inside the walls. He even ignores Armin's bluff about Annie and approaches him to fight. Bertholdt tells Armin that he knows their plan. He knows that they are surrounding him while the others are going after Reina. But he wanted to prove to himself that he's ready for this, and he won't break like the last time. Even though Bertholdt admits that they haven't done anything wrong and they aren't devils, he still has to kill them. But suddenly, Mikasa attacks Bertholdt from behind. It was very close, but Bertholdt manages to survive and then he escapes. Armin hopes that they can take Reina as hostage, so Bertholdt won't transform and they can just fight him with swords. But Bertholdt already had a plan. The scouts find Reina laying on the ground. Turns out that he was able to move, so now they can finish him off. Finally, Bertholdt is ready to end this. He has found his resolve. He knows that nobody is in the wrong. It's just the way it is, and he has to do this. So he transforms and creates a big explosion in Shiganshina that most likely killed Hanji and her squad. Bertholdt knew that if Reina managed to move, he would survive, but if he hadn't, Bertholdt would have done it anyway. And now the Colossal Titan is burning everything in Shiganshina. Armin wants to go to Erwin for new orders, but Jan realizes that if Bertholdt gets close to the walls, he could just burn everything on the other side. So they have no other choice but to defeat him right there, and they have to do it by themselves. And the episode ends with Erwin watching both sides of the walls and concerned about the battle, while the Beast Titan is just chilling far away. Now, as always, there are some details in this episode that I would like to talk about. It's amazing how Marco figured everything out back in the Battle of Trust. Too bad he couldn't anticipate Reina and Bertholdt would kill him immediately. This scene also gave us an important hint about the conflict between two nations. But the tricky part here is that Reina refers to them as evil race, even though the warriors are also Eldians. Even if back then we already knew this was a war between two nations, it was still really hard to guess that the enemy was using people from their own race to kill them. And that is the reason why the warriors sometimes couldn't commit to their mission and started to have doubts about their actions. The dialogue between the warriors really made it look like Zeke was the big boss. Reina and Bertholdt were scared of him, but the truth is that they all are controlled by Marley. Of course, ignoring the fact that Zeke actually had his own plans. Besides that, it's interesting how Zeke refers to everything that is happening as a curse, which is how people at Marley see it. And Bertholdt saying that they must end this so no one else has to go through this hell makes it sound like they are sacrificing themselves for others, which is very similar to what he said to the members of the 104 the last time. That someone has to do it, someone has to stain their hands with blood. Even if we couldn't understand what was happening, we could tell that there must be a reason for all of this. I really like the conversation Reina and Bertholdt have while getting ready for the battle. After learning their whole story and knowing that this would be their last moment together, this scene really feels different. Raina telling Bertholdt that he should have more confidence in himself considering how strong he really is, then motivating him to be the one who saves his beloved Annie. Also saying that they should keep their promise to Ymir, who sacrificed herself for them. We can actually hear the metal case in Raina's pocket. And finally, the last thing they say to each other. Raina really counted on Bertholdt, and he actually saved him. He could have just killed everyone in Shiganshina, but he did his best to save his friend. Sadly, that would cost him his life, and that is another reason why Raina is devastated after returning to Marley. The scouts thought that Raina was dead after they blew up his head. Most of them were celebrating, but this moment was really hard for Connie and Sasha. Even though they knew they had to kill him, seeing Raina like that really affected them. And even Jan, who was trying to keep himself together, started to cry a little bit after seeing his friends suffering. The thing is that they trained together for 3 years, and they share too many experiences, so it's completely understandable that they will feel terrible after this. And Armin also felt bad, because he's the kind of person that would rather talk with the enemy than just killing them. The only one who didn't seem too affected was Mikasa, and I would say it's because she has already gone through this. When she had the chance to kill them, she couldn't do it, and then she felt guilty for that. Even worse, she probably felt responsible for everything that happened later. That is why, among the members of the 104, she is one of the most determined to kill them. Now I would like to talk about Bertholdt. He was truly determined to fulfill his mission, and he was impressive. I would say he had more potential than Raina and Annie. His problem was always his lack of confidence, but here he was ready to win this battle by himself. He adapted to the situation. He changed his strategy after seeing Raina's condition. He immediately understood the scouts' strategy and led them to his trap. He didn't fall for Armin's bluff about Annie. He even survived a surprise attack from Mikasa and managed to hurt her. I think he's the only one who has done it as a human, as far as we know. Even Mikasa and Armin were surprised. And after Bertholdt transformed and killed Hanji's squad, he left Armin completely broken. He couldn't do anything after Bertholdt outsmarted him. And if Jan wasn't there to help him and later take command, that would have been the end of the scouts. Bertholdt was amazing in this episode. It's just a shame that there wasn't a chance for him to join the audience in Paradise. One quick detail, it happens really fast, but when Bertholdt started his transformation, we can actually see a quick move from Moblit. A few episodes later we will learn that he saved Hanji, but if we were able to see this quick reaction, we at least could believe that somehow Hanji survived. Too bad that Moblit died, but his sacrifice was crucial to defeat Raina. Finally, I find interesting that we get to see Zeke scratching his ear many times, as a Titan and as a human. It must be a tick, but I think that the reason they kept showing this was to later give us a hint that Eren had been in contact with Seeking Marley. Eren probably copied it after spending time with his brother. That must be why he does it when he talks with Raina. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to hit the like button and see you in the next one. Bye bye.